Before I begin the video, I just want to flag, as always, that I am not a qualified financial advisor and nothing I say should be considered as financial advice. Hello, I'm the Geordie Saver and this is my mortgage overpayment update for September 2024. I had to remember what month I was doing there. So happy Monday morning. It's bright and early on a Monday morning for me, and I thought I would do my mortgage overpayment update. So where were we at the end of August? So we had an outstanding mortgage balance of £103,706, and yeah, as I say in every video, our aim at the moment is to get this mortgage balance below 100 grand, which would change it from being a 6-figure mortgage to a 5-figure mortgage. So let's have a look at the figures. So I've mentioned the starting balance. We then made our standard payment of £510. We then made an overpayment of £99. So just for a bit of context, what I have decided with my partner to do is we are kind of pausing our huge overpayments for the moment until we build up an emergency fund. So you can see that at the start of this year we were overpaying by kind of 600 up to £900 a month in overpayments. We've scaled that back a bit now, and yeah, the reason for that is because our emergency fund is quite small, and whilst I like overpaying because there's no temptation to spend that money because it's already off the mortgage. The problem with that is that you can't then use that money for something else. So if my partner's car breaks down or we have a leak in the flat, we can't use that overpayment money. We can't get it back to pay for that. So we've decided to try and be sensible and build up our emergency funds in the kind of short term, and then go back to overpaying large amounts in the more medium term. But what I would say is that it's important that we don't lose the overpayment sort of muscle and the habit. So at the moment we are trying to match the mortgage interest by the overpayment, so that our standard payment is at least what comes off the balance. So the interest that accrued was £92. Now I will say it was in the region of somewhere between 92 and 100. But the problem is that last month I didn't take a screenshot of my balance at the end of the month because I was on holiday and I forgot. So it's a bit of guesswork here. So, but the important thing to note is that we've overpaid by at least the interest amount. And then the balance at the end of September was £103,189. So we are getting closer and closer to that £100,000 mark. And that means that the balance paid off was £517 in the month, which is great because, as I've just mentioned, one of our aims is really just to make sure that that standard payment is comes off the balance. So I think sometimes, for me personally, when I think of my mortgage payment and I think, £500, when you then factor in interest, it's not actually £500 that's coming off the balance because you have to factor in the interest. So I quite like it if I can ensure that that standard payment does actually come off the balance by making sure I overpay by the interest amount. So what do the total figures look like so far? So we started at this year in January with a mortgage balance of nearly £111,000. We've made £4,500 worth of contractual payments, and then we've made an additional £4,000 worth of overpayments. The interest that's accrued on the mortgage is just under £1,000. So it's very low at the moment because we are still on our 1.16% interest rate fix up until 2026, and then our final balance is £103,189 at the moment. So that means that we've paid off just shy of £8,000 off the mortgage balance this year. So just because I know it'll come up in the comments, I will just say that I'm quite aware, and because people like to remind us on every video, that I could see a better return at the moment on, putting that money in a high interest savings account, or if I'm taking some risk, could be investing the money. But I think there's two things that people, well, it's not that people have to be aware of, but what I'm aware of about myself is that even though I'm at 1.16% interest rate at the moment, that's not going to be it for life, but come 2026, it'll be 3% or higher maybe. So even though you think, you say, even though I might only be getting 1% sort of return on these overpayments now, in the future it will be higher than that most likely. And the other thing is, I have to add in my behavioural and emotional elements into this. So the good thing, as I mentioned, about overpayments for me is that I can't spend that money. If I had that money sat in a savings account, I might find other uses for that money. I might just spend it on holidays, so it reduces the temptation if it's not easily accessible for me. The other thing is that being mortgage free has an emotional kind of part to play in it. So I don't know if you, and this is probably what I need to work on, to be honest, because if you say to me, be mortgage free, or have an extra, or don't be mortgage free but have an extra £10,000 in your bank account, I'd probably go for being mortgage free. But that's something I just need to kind of work through and really work out what's best for me. So before I continue just to waffle on forever, I'll go through my totals. I will say, if you do enjoy these videos, if you could think about subscribing. So I'm currently at just over 700 subscribers, and I'd love it if I could reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That was my challenge I set myself. So yeah, hit that subscribe button if you enjoy these videos. So yeah, total figures. Percentage paid off so far in 2024 is 7%. So we've managed to pay off 7% of that 111,000 that was started with this year. Total overpayment so far is 25,771, and then the current mortgage end date at the moment is January 2044. So this is the one that I started recording when I was making overpayments of over £500 a month, because it was reducing the term. Now at the moment, because I'm not making overpayments by more than £500, I don't think it's been impacted in the term yet. So I think when we come to remortgage, that's when we'll notice the term reducing. And then the Sprive pot, so I use the mortgage overpayment app Sprive, which I posted a video on, and I'll link down below, but it helps me automatically set some money aside from my bank account, and then I get some shop rewards with it. But yeah, the pot in that app at the moment is £108. So I'm setting myself a challenge of not sending that through to my mortgage until it reaches £500, and then £500 will come off. So I think that'll be quite a nice thing to look forward to. So yeah, so that is a very quick Monday morning update on my mortgage balance. If you're in a similar journey, let me know in the comments box down below, or if you've got any other comments or questions about my mortgage journey, then just let us know, and I'll see you on the next video.